Rose-colored glasses, take one.
Hi, I'm Dana.
And I'm Angel.
And you're watching Rose-Colored Glasses with Lord and Lady Logan.
In a world where people are quick to talk about the things they dislike, we want to keep it positive. So we'll be individually and collectively telling you about all the things we do like.
We hope you enjoy the show.
And if you do, please hit the subscribe button, tell your friends, and come back again. Hi everyone, I'm Angel Logan, and thank you for joining me on Rose-Colored Glasses with Lord and Lady Logan. Did you know in this advanced world of technology that there's a huge population of individuals who still choose cash as their primary method of payment? Did you know that many people actually prefer cash over credit? Guess what? Dana and I are some of those people, and we love how it works for us. Today I'm going to tell you about the reason that cash is still king, and I'm going to share a few ways to make it work for you. While credit cards and other digital payment solutions still make up the majority of consumers today, would you believe that 30% of the population still prefers cash? That's almost a third, and that number is lower right now because of the pandemic, along with increased online ordering because people are staying home more. As in-person retail locations are opening, the number of people using cash is increasing. Don't get me wrong, digital and third-party spending aren't going anywhere, but neither is our most traditional form of currency. I think the most important question that you need to ask yourself is, what are your financial goals? When you know that answer, it'll be much easier to determine how you want to handle and spend your money, and understanding that will help you to figure out where cash fits into your life. Don't buy anything that you can't afford to pay for right now. Sure, it's convenient to charge your credit card. After all, this is the American way. Buy now and pay later, right? But the thing is, you'll eventually have to pay, and you will have to pay more in interest rates and finance charges. Why build debt if you don't have to? To get a better credit score? Okay, I'll give you that, but it comes at a price, and it's easy to fall into a debt trap that will eventually swallow you whole. If you fall behind on your payments because of other mounting debt, loss of a job, or some other emergency like a pandemic, you could get into real financial trouble. When you don't owe anyone any money and life throws you a curveball, it's much easier to recover without debt hanging over your head. Another plus to this philosophy is that buying only what you can pay for now provides some discipline, enabling you to save money. Money for a rainy day, for emergencies, or a nest egg for retirement later on in life. This mindset also applies to investments in cryptocurrency, which is just a fancier type of gambling, because that is precisely what you would be doing with your money under these circumstances, gambling. You'd be betting on the value of a product, service, or currency while hoping that the value rises enough to make money for you, all the while knowing that the value could drop at any time, causing you to lose the money that you've invested. This is just like playing the lottery or going to the casino. You shouldn't risk what you can't afford to lose. This is a great rule to follow, and it will keep money in your bank account. Another benefit to using cash is having more control over your finances while minimizing your digital footprint. What do I mean by digital footprint? Everything that we do online is monitored, and our spending habits are tracked and analyzed to provide us with targeted advertising. For instance, have you ever visited a retail website to find out information about a particular product or service and then later saw an ad on social media for the exact same product or service? This is not a coincidence, but it's not a conspiracy either. It's simply how businesses market their products to their intended demographic. Some consumers don't mind this practice at all because they'd rather see online ads that are related to their interests rather than random ads that don't matter to them at all. This is widely accepted across the globe, but this kind of tracking can create annoyances or make us vulnerable if we're not careful. Some of these businesses are selling our information off to other advertisers and retailers, making money off of us while our mailboxes are getting inundated with tons of unwanted junk mail and spam. In addition, the tracking data that businesses use are what hackers use to infiltrate consumer accounts, which have resulted in the huge security breaches that we've heard about from time to time that have occurred all around the world. This might not ever happen to you, but the possibility does exist. And if you want to feel more secure, cash might be the best and safest option for you. Maybe you aren't even using a credit card, but you're using a debit card instead. While this may feel better because you are only spending money from your bank account and you're not building any debt, this could still put your bank account at risk. And I've known a few regular everyday people who've had to change the bank account numbers and debit cards periodically because of hacking, which can be a hassle. Plus, recovering from being a victim of identity theft can be even more daunting. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for everyone doing what works best for them, but it's good to know all of the pros and cons for anything that we do so we can make informed decisions. People who are into the latest and the greatest innovations are always talking about becoming a cashless society. And while that may occur in some other countries, the U.S. doesn't want to discriminate against consumers who live by different circumstances, economic backgrounds, and personal preferences. Just because someone isn't using a credit card, it doesn't always mean that the individual has bad credit or they're poor. The reality is that many do not feel that they're settling for cash as a last resort, but instead they're choosing cash because they prefer it for a variety of practical and sensible reasons. Personally, I don't believe that we should live within an all-or-nothing society. There's no reason why we can't enjoy all that life's advancements have to offer. There are several people who would rather pay for everything using a credit card or a mobile wallet app such as PayPal, Venmo, Apple Pay, or Google Pay, simply because it's popular and convenient. These are all trusted, reputable, and widely accepted forms of payment, and if this is what you prefer, then you should do what works for you. However, paying in cash is just as accepted, and you have a choice. No one can force you to choose one or the other. In fact, there's an increasing number of states that have existing laws or they're introducing new legislation to prevent merchants from going cashless. These laws alleviate discrimination against those who don't have access to digital payments, bank accounts, or adequate credit, but also this provides people with a simpler and more controlled way of handling their personal finances if that is their preference. I always say that balance is key. We should have options available for every type of person so no one is left behind. So, as a cash spender, what do you do when you don't want debt and you don't want to use any third-party billing, digital payment systems, or a mobile wallet, but you do want to make occasional online purchases? That's simple. Use gift cards. During times of increased COVID cases when it was safer to be home during the pandemic rather than out in public around other people, online purchases have been necessary. Not to mention, certain items were in high demand and less available in the supermarkets like soap, hand sanitizer, and yes, toilet paper. Many people used retail gift cards to make those purchases. They're so easy to obtain, and these cards are for virtually every retailer that you want to purchase from online. Most cards have a small activation fee with no interest or finance charges, which is already ideal. Not to mention, you aren't spending money that you don't have. Being forced to pick these up from the store is less convenient, which encourages discipline in your spending too. Of course, some feel that using a debit card is basically the same as using cash, except that you're using the card to make all of your online purchases. Yes, this is correct, but also, because using a debit card is so easy, this might not be a great idea for those who aren't so disciplined with their spending habits. This is something to consider. Word on the street is that people spend approximately 80% more through credit card purchases over those who pay in cash. This might make saving money a little more challenging, especially when a lot of your hard-earned money is going toward credit card bills with minimum monthly payments that are compounded by interest and finance charges. Another cool thing about using a gift card is that you aren't disclosing any sensitive financial details about yourself when registering these cards, only your basic contact information. You aren't sharing your social security number, birth date, or any other details that could put you at risk for identity theft. Then, when you make your online purchases, you're only spending what you've loaded on that card and nothing more. Obviously, it wouldn't be ideal if that particular account was hacked, but if it happened, you'd have the peace of mind knowing that your entire financial life would not be threatened. To me, this is a win-win. You can be a disciplined cash spender, save money as you need to for extras or long-term security, make online purchases with gift cards, all while minimizing your digital footprint and feeling safe and secure in the process. As I've said, you have to do what best suits your needs and your personal preferences. However, you don't have to worry if you can only pay in cash, or you just want to simplify the way that you handle your finances, because you have options and cash is still king. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll visit again to take a look through our rose-colored glasses. Until next time.